I recently interviewed these two extraordinary sisters, Nishka and Kaanchi Utpat, who are strong advocates for menstrual health and co-founders of the Utpat Foundation. The foundation provides essential feminine hygiene products to women and girls in need, particularly in India. They are deeply involved in raising awareness about menstrual health, breaking down societal taboos, and ensuring that menstruation is no longer a barrier to education and daily life. Tune in soon to ITV Gold for the complete interview with these inspiring young women. For now, enjoy this excerpt. Welcome to ITV Gold, both Nishka and Kaanchi. I can't wait to talk about your book, but in a second. First, talk about yourselves, your passion, and what drove you to healthcare and education, combining these two things.
Sure. So my name is Nishka Utpat. I'm 19 years old and I go to the George Washington University where I'm studying public health actually. So what drives me towards healthcare is really understanding that the need for helping people in underserved communities. And I think that education is really the key to doing so, because when people have education about their healthcare, they're able to manage it better and take care of themselves better.
Wonderful. How about you, Kaanchi?
No, same here. I totally echo what Nishka just said. I think that advocacy for education and in increasing the amount of healthcare that people in underserved communities have is so important, because healthcare is something that everyone requires, and everyone should be able to get what they need.
You want to be a doctor too, but you want to serve the communities, which is not something like a girl of your age would really want to do. You would want to get into probably cardiology, neurology, like something like really fancy, big names, big money, but you want to just take a different path in medicine also. What drove you to that?
So actually, family and our mom, Nishka as well, and any family we have in India. So they've really helped me understand how fortunate that we are, that we're able to grow up the way we have, with access to honestly everything that we could ever need and want. And the realization that a lot of people don't have that is what drives me, I would say.
Did you go to India? Like you go there pretty often?
And we do.
We go there every few years. The last time we went was a few years ago. It was before we started the foundation, and it was actually that trip that solidified our desire to start this foundation in the first place.
The Utpat Foundation.
Yes.
And what do you exactly do with that?
So we do many different things. Our main goal of the foundation is to, like you kind of mentioned before, but spread awareness through education about various different topics. We have a podcast, we have a website with blogs, we have a YouTube channel, and our main project is called the Amhi Muli project. So it stands for the Awareness of Menstrual Health Initiative, but it also translates to Us Girls in Marathi, which is our mother tongue. So we thought it was like a cute name for that. And through the project, we have basically been donating sanitary pads to 2 different schools in Mumbai in India, to every girl that attends those 2 schools. And we donate them on a designated day once every month and give them the month supply of sanitary pads.
Wow.
Yeah, we've chosen to focus on these 2 particular schools because, as Nishka said, they're in this inner city area of Mumbai, in a slightly more underserved population with a lower socioeconomic status. So we really wanted to bring awareness and education, and of course the tangible feminine hygiene products to those girls.
When did you start writing this book?
So the book has actually been a work in progress for the last maybe 2-ish years, but it's been a lot of back and forth, and we finally were able to publish it in May, this past May.
Okay. And what is it about? Menstruation, of course.
So it basically is very similar. We have a YouTube channel. It's called the Utpat Sisters, and on that channel we talk about like various different topics, mainly like our own personal experiences or just like general information about like menstruation. And of course, we're not like medical professionals, so, but we can like, talk about, so that's why it's mainly our own personal experiences. So the book kind of just like reiterates a lot of like the same content from the videos. But the reason why we wrote a book is we realized that not everyone has access to the internet. Like it could be very expensive, so they might not be able to like actually watch the videos.
Right, and we want to highlight the fact that a lot of people actually enjoy the feel and the touch and the smell of a book and extracting information from it that way as opposed to watching something virtually. But yeah, along the lines of what Nishka said, it's a lot of personal experience, but more than that, it's about advocating for, what is menstruation? Why is it important that every girl learns what it is? Why is it important that she learns about her own body? Why is it nothing to be ashamed of? Things along those lines.
What other topics can we find in this book?
You can go ahead.
Okay, so personal experience is just one actually minor part of it, but if you read further, we talk about a little bit about the science behind it, a little bit about what happens as you age and how this correlates to pregnancy and things of that nature. We talk further about isolation, which is, a very big thing. It's not done everywhere, but it's something that a lot of girls have to experience because they're deemed as unpure. And so they're isolated from either their community or their home. They're kept in one room and they can't go out. So that's just one of the topics that we wanted to discuss in terms of dispelling any stigmas regarding it. Overall, our YouTube channel and the book, we wanted to present the information in a relatable, simplistic manner because there's so much information floating around on the internet, which is great, of course, but there's also so much misinformation.
Exactly, because we realize that because the topic may not be so openly discussed amongst like certain cultures, certain like families, these girls might be getting their information from like, older female relatives, which is great, which is like, but it's also word of mouth, or they might be even finding it on like social media or like the internet. And the internet is great, but sometimes it's not always accurate.
What messages do you want to convey through your book?
I think definitely what I kind of said before about how don't be afraid to spread awareness and speak up about this topic. It's a very, like we've said before, like it's a very nuanced topic. It is a sensitive topic. We're not denying that. But definitely like we do need to speak more about it and include more people in the conversation, include men about this in this conversation. They should also be aware of this very natural biological process.
Did you interview any men when you were writing this book?
We actually haven't,
But we definitely want to now. Because like
start with your dad.
Exactly. He's been so supportive throughout this entire process. And, even when we're on like our menstrual cycles, he never like says anything. Like he always is willing to like help us get whatever we need. Very supportive.
I think it's interesting to see how at the start of our journey with our foundation and our channel, it's interesting to see his evolution as a man also because, at first, maybe he wasn't so comfortable with it as well, but now by this point, he's also helped us in advocating for it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What are your future goals for the Utpat Foundation and your other projects? Are there any new initiatives or ideas you're excited about?
So currently we don't have, we really just want to focus on distributing these sanitary products to not just these two schools, but expanding maybe to other areas because we know that...
Maybe going to the villages?
Yeah, exactly. That would be so great. And also us going there and speaking ourselves to these girls because we haven't had the opportunity to do that yet, but we really, really want to.
Yeah, and then like Kaanchi mentioned before, maybe, installing like a potential factory to like lower the costs of like making these products and potentially looking into like ways for like the communities to like dispose of the products, like the incinerator and the burial pits.